live on a thirsty Thursday. What's up, everybody? I am the hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel. I am your mystic, your medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am your messenger of God, his very first child, the Lilith reincarnated, here on a thirsty Thursday. Shout out to all the new people who have joined. Welcome. I am your guide through the dark night of the soul. Today is a good day. Tomorrow is when we get to work. In order to keep up with me, you had to see what I posted on my community page, my last live, and my shorts. That was pretty cool. I shit you not. I was uploading a short. I had my headphones on, and I'm hearing him right now. What am I hearing? Life goes on. Okay, thanks, Puck. I was uploading a video of Puck, and I had my headphones on, and I looked over, and Puck was on the fucking screen. My kids were watching, my daughter was watching some documentary about, you know, who killed Tupac or something. Did he do it? Did he do it? Did he do it? And what's funny is she was here, and I had to remind her. It was like, dude, 3 years ago in the very beginning when I first started medium with, I thought it was just a mediumship, to be honest. That was some shit. Anyways, when I first started with Pac, he came out. I have the video, dude. It's amazing. And I'm up at Black Hawk, which is my spiritual grounds. And he does this whole video, and he talks about the whole, what's the word for that, bro? The office fucking drama about studios and how it went down and everything like that. And he said he was coming for Diddy. This was like 3 years ago, bro. Then, right before Diddy got arrested, fucking something had happened. Eminem had said something about, in reference to him in one of his songs. This was before anybody knew why he was under investigation or what was going on. And I did this whole video, and you'll have to scroll down, but it's there. He's in all my videos. And I get into a fight with Marshall about the fact that you need to shut the fuck up, you don't even know shit, and keep my fucking spirit guides' names out your fucking mouth. We got fucking video footage saying that you didn't know the situation, you wasn't part of the situation, don't speak on the motherfucking situation, is what Puck said. And the very next day, Diddy got indicted. He said he was coming for him. He said it was all in the money. If you really think about it, bro, he has sat there and watched every single human being, including myself, and everything you guys have done since the day he's left. That's a dangerous motherfucker right there. He makes hella jokes. He's always in my video. I'd like to present to you my favorite. He's got to be my favorite. Don't get me wrong. I love Kobe so much. My heart aches and everything. He is like so part of my spirit. But when we're talking about me and my boyfriend here, dude, we are like peas and carrots, dude. Peas and carrots. He gets me in a lot of trouble, but he's always there when I'm in the trouble too. He's there to help me through the trouble. He can't really get me. Like, damn it. I'm serious. I got myself in spiritual court, which I don't know if anybody will consciously experience that before the end of life. But I got myself in spiritual court, and I swear it was just me and him at that table with all of the beings of humanity just judging me. Kobe was nowhere in that room. But then you go back to the alien fucking situation, and there was no Pac there. Pac does not be sitting around with me and Buddha. He's over there on the other side of the gate talking some crazy shit. Anyways, that happened earlier. And what else? I don't know. I did a video last night about the moon energy. I spent all day planning for this fun moon weekend, and we are going to jump into a 10-day forecast. Am I predicting it? No, it's not even predictable. I'm confirming what it will be. Now, keep in mind, I felt this shit 4 days ago. But I was just like wienering around my timeline, saying, nah, we'll just wait until, you know, the appropriate time. But I felt it 4 days ago. So I can tell you with this card, the Egyptian card that we're about to pull, the Happy New Year card, started for me 4 days ago. Oh, and look, they gave me, I gotta be careful with it. I got this first thing in the morning. This is a crow feather. This is a crow feather. This is a crow feather. You'll have to catch, you'll have to catch my videos to understand how great my feathers mean. I think I tell about them in all my videos. But today I got a bug. I gotta be careful. That's what I was trying to teach the kid.
Use tweezers to grab it.
I know.
Do you want me to grab you some tweezers?
No, I just don't want to know how to. I don't know how to grab a dead bug. And that's what I was trying to teach the kid. I was like, it's a skeleton, just like us. If we push it too hard, I don't need song. Yeah, they come with the song titles. And what is it? They call them all different things. But in the Egyptians, and I'm about to put it back there. I wanted you to see it before I did. They call them all different types of things. Mr. Plum thinks it's so funny. These damn bugs, they call them June bugs down in the south. They are big and they're blind and they just, you know, fly. And they will fly all over and at me and I'd be running and screaming because they make the loudest noise when they're flying. They always find me. I remember in California, oh man, they find me, these big ass bugs. This is a baby one. But it also has to go with the Egyptians. They called them the scarabs or the dung beetle. And it's an interesting teaching. It's in a card here. I'll try to go through my cards to see if I can find it. You're just going to put that bug there? Yep. If it gets off my finger. You're like, you have bugs? Yeah, it goes right there with the fucking rotting apples, don't you think? Jeez. Anyways, so how does the Egyptian calendar work? There is a fucking calendar, dickheads. Right here, August 8th. So where are we? We're basically there. It's tomorrow, but tomorrow will be a Friday, so we'll also be in shadows. I thought you said 10 days, not 11. Just kidding. 10 days, and then you'll start your 11th day. 11. Anyways, tomorrow's your great 8-8 portal that you guys are so excited about. The Lion's Gate, the new... I don't think in any of the teachings it says anything about the Egyptian New Year. But that's where we are, and we just start this. Alright, so we're going to start with the first deacon. Deke this. And this is what I was talking about. I got so mad about, I tagged her yesterday. What was her face? Divine Seer, Egyptian Seer or something. She bought these cards and she uses them at nothing more than face value. She takes this weenie ass fucking... Hey, did we finish that? Why are they messed up? Damn it. Because I did this. Shit. I did this on purpose though. I put them in a certain order. Hold on a second. 1 second. Really? Yeah. Because something's up. I have my cards in order, but this is the order. Yeah. No. Yes. Okay. Sorry, I was expecting it to start with 1, and when I saw 36, I was like, oh, wait, who? All right. Inundation. Inundation. Okay? Yeah. Alright. So actually the new year isn't here yet. Really? Nope, not yet. And that makes sense. Because on August, this is weird. I considered the new year because of Sobdet. But I thought it was the first card. And it wasn't. This is still awesome. Is it? Yeah, they're always awesome. They only not get awesome like later. Alright, so let me explain this. So this will run for 10 days, right? And then after that, on the 818 is the removal of all obstacles, right? So that'll be till the 28th, right? So then, or excuse me, till the 2nd. Once we start on the 2nd, we start with all of the celebratory days. What happens on the 22nd of August, right? Watch. Let me show you. I'm trying to get them all in order. Forgive me. You get bestowed with Horus, which is strength. Set, leadership. Isis, salvation. Nephthys, security. And then Osiris, the resurrection, is what starts it, right? Now, then we start the new year, which would be on September 12th. And I believe that's when you're going to have some crazy solar eclipse or some kind of something happens on like someday next week or next month. They messed up the calendar this month. So how it works is, why we have all of those right there like that, is because the deacon calendar, right, the way it was is that the deacons, which were the gods, could rule for 10 days. But that's 360. So then you have 5 days of bestowings that happens before the new year. Right? Right. All right. So we're at Sobdet. Let me read this. And I have lots of cards to follow up with Sobdet, but we're just going to stay where we are right now. I'm just trying to explain to you. It's like this is totally on time. Yes? Yes. Let's go through it. All right. The predecessor of the cow. And let's see. New beginnings and jubilation. No, that's not where we are. Jeez. It's like, hold on. They still put us right there. No, we're at the goddess of the flood, Sobdet. Mineral is gold. All right. Inundation. This card is closely tied to abundance. Brawi, Deacon 25. Fertility, Deacon 8. And new beginnings, Tepi Kemet and Deacon 1. Inundation primarily represents an outpouring of blessings, literally divine water pouring down upon you from the heavens. In terms of the traditional tarot, this would be the Ace of Cups and the Queen of Cups combined. How's that? That's like all the love, bro. Where is the love? That's really good. What did we pull? The Ace of Cups. That's what we pulled in our tarot read. You'll have to go back to yesterday. Was it yesterday? We pulled the Queen of Swords, but the day before we pulled it. It was all in there. Yep. Okay. Inundation primarily represents an outpouring of blessings. The popular saying, when it rains, it pours, applies to this card with regard to both good and bad events. I told you, I tried to tell you, you're either going to get blessed or you're going to get taught. It's possible that a lot of pressure will be coming in the near future, and you may need to brace yourself to handle all of them. Remember, the annual flood was caused by rain in the Ethiopian highlands. I just want to point out, I saw that right before I got online. It says that our weather is going to be cooling for the next 3 days. Thank goodness, because it was really hot today. The rain in the Ethiopian highlands. But this water reached the Egyptians through the awesome hydraulic power of the Nile River. Sometimes the flood caused destruction and damage, but farmers were still grateful because without the life-giving waters of the rich, fertile silt, Egypt would never become the greatest civilization in the ancient world. Re, Osiris, Isis, Horus tend to be most recognized deities in the ancient Egyptian religion, mainly because they have compelling stories that were among the first Egyptian texts translated into English language. Despite being viewed as mere goddess, Sobdet, the Greek Sothis, was among the most important influential deities in Egypt for over 3,000 years. Yeah, we had really long lives. I tried to explain that to you before. We had really long lives. Yeah, give or take 5,000 fucking years, as Loki said. All right, let's see. The Egyptian based their entire calendar on the hierarchical rising of the star Sirius, which was considered the goddess Sobdet herself, and that's why I thought this was the new year. The pyramid texts of the coffin texts both clearly state that the point of their spell is to help the deceased navigate the underworld before joining the stars in the sky as deacons. And I've explained this so many times, that that's exactly what happens when I die. There will be a new star in the sky. Did you hear the rhyme? Write that down, Marshall Mathers. Right? The apple of my eye. No, don't get cheesy with this. All right, raise solar bouquet through the body of the goddess Nut each night. I jumped too far. Let's see, stars in the sky as a deacon, serving as a crew member, guiding raised solar bouquet through the body of the goddess Nut each night. The deceased only attain this position as a living, eternal god by being received by Sobdet after completing their trials and following the path up to the heavens. That's how this whole portal works, dude. And I told you, I tried to get you ready. You can't get ready that fast. It takes a whole year to get ready for it, dude. You have to train for it. It's like spiritual Olympics, bro. Did you see what they did to me? I play victim to the bullshit. Did you see how well I did? Is the real truth. And that's really what it is. Okay. So I tried to explain to you the Lionsgate that you guys are expecting. It's like, well, it's going to be like a take your number kind of situation. And based on, you know, the life you've lived, will depend on, you know, what you might be getting, what might be pouring on you. Early Egyptianologists theorized that the pharaoh wanted to be joined with Re, but this was influenced by their ethnocentric worldview, rooted in a particular monotheistic religion. If Sobdet was central to Egypt mythology, why are there not more texts about her? There actually are hundreds or possibly thousands of funeral texts that mention Sobdet, or one of her forms, the cow as Hathor Sobdet, the falcon as Horus Sobdu, and her fusion with Isis as Sothis. The arrival of Sobdet in the sky was cause for rejoicing because it meant an annual flood would soon occur. Oh shit. Sorry, this is all the warning you get, and I have nothing to do with it. Oh man. You must get to higher grounds, that's what I heard. Okay. That's where people are like, you're so predictive. I just read it. Depositing precious fertile silt along the banks of the Nile. This also marked the end of the year when Sobdet was celebrating a part of the New Year festivities. And that's why I said, last week of Egyptian calendar contained 3 fortunate days, so it was considered to be an auspicious time of the year. All right, so the last days of this. So that would be what? 15, 16, no. It would be 16, 17, 18 are the last 3 days of this. Right? Right. Get it right. Get it tight. Anyways, so it could consider to be auspicious time of the year. Spell 623 from the coffin text says, Sobdet will convey me upstream at the first of the year, and how good it will be when I'm proclaimed there. Sobdet's annual journey through the night sky set the standard for all the deacons in the entire Egyptian calendar. The star Sirius first rises above, page 166, the horizon in the very early morning. What are they talking about? The North Star, the fucking Venus? They had different names for the stars. And that's why he got burned to the ground, dude. Pharaoh got burned to the ground because he claimed to be the morning star. This is the Heracles rising. You can't claim to be something you're not. You can't take the power that's not bestowed upon you. In the essence, he went too far. He claimed to be God, and that's what he did. That's what he did. He was God above gods. No respect for all the other gods. And as I said that was kind of, that moment that Odin, we're about to pull his cards, in the movie, Odin had casted out Thor. It's how vain of a little boy you are when I thought you were ready to rule the kingdoms, and all you want to do is pick fights. Really? Mm-hmm. I've seen kings kill their sons for this type of shit. For real? Mm-hmm. 80 days later, culminates in the highest point of the sky. You've never heard stories of freaking people, elders, you know what I mean, leaving their inheritance to someone else, like icing someone out of the inheritance? They cut them off and everything. They don't give them nothing. Something like that. Put my money in the grave is what I heard. 80 days later, it culminates at the highest point in the sky. Then, over 120 days, it continues rising at its highest point. For 90 days afterwards, the star rises lower and lower each night until it disappears and is not seen for 70 days, when it climbs again in another Heracles rising. You can literally watch my videos and see me chase this motherfucking star across the sky. Really? Yeah, it's my favorite. I watch her all the time. She talks to me most. And then there's these other 3 that just popped up, the 3 Stooges this week. The basic cycle is followed by all the deacons, although the exact number of days between their rising, culmination, disappearing is slightly different from Sobdet. The cycle of birth, death, and rebirth was extremely important to the Egyptians. Ta-da! Who am I? The triple goddess that teaches you birth, death, and rebirth, life, or death, transformation, and rebirth, life, death, and rebirth. Come on! This is annoying. It's very important shit. Why? Because shit needs to die so shit can be born. We have to kill this shit so we can have new shit. You don't understand this shit, but you're gonna get this shit. Anyways, moving on. Let's see. The cycles of birth, death, and rebirth was extremely important to the Egyptians, who revered the death and resurrection of Osiris, even in dynastic times. To further illustrate how ingrained Sobdet was to the Egyptian way of life, when someone died, their body underwent purification and mummification rituals for 70 days before it was buried in the tomb. This time period was not strictly necessary. It could have been longer or shorter, but the funerary priest used 70 days because that is the length of time Sobdet spent hidden in Duat, being purified before her rebirth. And that's when I came back to the world. I was like, has it been 70 days already? Yeah, you're about to take a nice long journey. What happens in the next 70 days? Well, that's not so bad. What happens after and after? No, this is how it works. Listen. The rising, 80 days later, the culminates is at its highest point, then over the and it's over the sky for 120 days. It continues rising to the highest point. For 90 days after the star rises, lower and lower each night, it disappears and is not seen for 70 days. Great. You get the numbers? Yes. Keep up. All right. Let's see. You'll be gone till November as well. The hieroglyphic symbol for Sobdet is a pyramid. So every time we go to the pyramids and we see a pyramid, what are we supposed to think, people? Sobdet. Am I teaching you language? Yes. Is this going to be useful? Possibly. They just found some crazy ass fucking, what they call it? LILITH in Alaska. In Alaska, where I was supposed to go. They just found one covered in hieroglyphics. And they have no idea how it got there. It's made of obsidian, I think. It's all black. I bet you $500 it's made of obsidian. How do you know this? I don't know. I see shit. They show me shit on Facebook. Facebook has a lot more shit. Anyway, so I'm just saying, it's like, that's what everybody wants to know is how did they get there? How did they get there? And then you've got, why did the Vatican steal the monolith from, you know what I mean, from ancient Egypt to begin with? This is important stuff. Using the pyramid as Sobdet's symbol may seem unusual until you look closer at her role in raising the deceased to the sky. And that's it. What does she do? We talked about that. Same as Hecate, same as the ferryman, same as Azrael. We take them into the transition. So we were talking about that yesterday. Go catch yesterday's video about Isis and Sirius, or Tazfakel, or me and Kobe, and then Azrael, which is all of us. We take you to the next place. Right? Right. Moving on. Anyways, as her role in raising the deceased to the sky, as explained in the coffin text, my mother is Sobdet, and she prepares my path. She sets up a stairway to the very great plain of Nenmut for my ascent. Coffin text 469. And O Sobdet, my soul, make my path ready. Set up a stairway to the great plain, for you are my mother. And that's why they had these stairways to fucking heaven, bro. I'm on the highway. Holy spirits. In the pyramid text it states, serene is the sky where Sobd lives. For I am indeed a living star, the son of Sobdet. The two Enriels have purified themselves for me. Okay. As soon as I said that, I saw this goofy fucking download from this movie. It's called, I think Year One. It is a total spoof movie that makes fun of every biblical study, but especially the Bible. I think it's made by the same fuckers that made that last video, This Is the End, where they make fun of Revelation days. This one's about the beginning times. And they have this video where he's like, ask him what's going, and they throw a bunch of entrails and fucking, you know what I mean, all this dirty stuff, you know, all of the guts. And you were supposed to read the guts. There's a lot of these stories of the priestess reading the guts. There's voodoos that still do it and Hindu that still do it. Why the guts? Anybody know why they would take the guts out of an animal, put it on a table, and based on its alignment, they would know, they would use that as divination? Any idea? Anybody? Anybody from the old school? The chakras. Everybody had a way. So what we do now is simple things like pull out your Bible, perhaps, or whatever. I show you all the different ways to find your path, right? So they would throw this shit on the table. And that's the same as tea leaves, palm readers, natal charts, all of it. They could literally just throw it down, and based on where it landed, you know, and that's like simple shit, dude. Based on where it landed, that was it. And that's going back to using a Ouija board. So I just want to tell you that as I read this. I got that funny view, but you had to understand that that's how they use divination. Down to the Crowley seeds of Africa. And we talked about yesterday that Hitler had his own astrologer. Not a priest, an astrologer. I'm sure he had a priest too. Don't get me started. And he wants to go to heaven even though he's burning Jews. Of course he wants to go to heaven. Of course he believed in God. He believed he was God. The morning star, I'm sure. Anyways, Jesus Christ. Alright, let's move on to it. The two Enreeds have purified themselves for me as they did for Mesquite, whatever, the four-legged ox, as Set is also known. For the imperishable stars, other humans hide themselves as the gods fly up. Sobdet has let me fly towards the sky among my brothers the deacons. Nut the Great has opened her arms for me. They told me right here, they're showing me all the people that have died recently, like Ozzy and all of them. There's been a bunch of people that have died. Just recently, they're all walking down this path. They've been waiting. They're walking up the gates. Really? Mm-hmm.
Do you hear that?
I don't know. These references, combined with her hieroglyphic symbol and the depiction of her in early funerary artwork, provides a strong link between Sobdet and the pyramids. The earliest pyramid was steeped like a stairway leading to the sky. I told you. Which might explain why the Great Pyramids each has 3 chambers and 3 separate levels and lower chambers representing the deacon in the Duat. The Queen's chamber, did you hear it? Let me say it again. Ready? The pyramids were steeped like stairways leading to the sky. Stairways leading to the sky. Alright? The Great Pyramid had 3 chambers. Right? And with separate levels. Lower chambers represent, okay, so it could be these 3, and then these are the lower chambers. Stairways leading to the sky, which may explain why the Great Pyramid says representing the deacons, the Queen's chamber, and the deacon's hierarchical rising at the horizon. The King's chamber and the deacon's culmination at the highest point in the sky. Ritual work. Ritual work for Sobdet may be invoked for any of her various traits and powers, and even as a symbol of feminine energy. Bring it on. The passages listed above from the coffin text and pyramid text can be read out loud as invocations to her. The naos of the deacons say that Sobdet has the power over life and death. The sky, earth, and Duat follow her instructions. On page 169. New beginnings and balance. When it rains, it pours. Is it going to pour some sugar? Oh, this is what I hear. Is it going to be a good rain or it's going to be a devastating rain? I don't know. I don't know. That's up to you. And what does that mean? I told you, dude, I got shit on twice, dude, when this motherfucker came around. The first one that happened was Russ dropped Santiago. Why does that have anything to do with it? Well, the entire concept of Santiago was based on all my teachings. At that time, I was giving Russ all of my energy, all of my inspiration, all of my ideas, all of my mouth at that point. And all of a sudden, he comes out with this fucking album, this trauma album. And then he blows out with this surprise girlfriend, too. Pie on the face. Seriously. It was a really hard moment for me. I got, like, totally pissed on. I didn't get too pissed off. I got pissed on. It was pretty bad. Send me in for a whirlwind of fucking healing and, you know, going through a bunch of shit with that guy. What happened last year? I don't know. I'm trying to think where I was. I feel like it was right before I came back to Colorado. Really? Yeah. God told me, I have to look at my videos. We can date them. They're actually dated. God told me out of nowhere, he was working me to build up this community, this spiritual community, and then he shut down the whole plan, almost like he just did, right? I was working on my fucking documentary to blow up, and he shut down the whole plan. And then the next thing it was, you know, to come back to Colorado. So I feel like that's where I was. And that started a whole fucking dark night of the soul. Because from Colorado, I was just drawn to Arizona. From Arizona to Nevada. From Nevada back to Colorado. And the whole time I've been in Colorado was a shit fest until I got here during the spring. It's like, whoa, shit, this has been one hell of a ride. All I know is, in 10 days, God's going to either move me or ground me to where I am. He promised me, it's one of the strongest promises I've had to work on. He promised me at the beginning of the year, when I'm burnt out from all of this and I'm just begging for fucking peace, he told me that by the next school year, which my kids' school year starts on 8/18, that by that year, I would be still for the next school year. So, if he doesn't move me within the next 10 days, then I will be here for the next 10 months. How many days is in 10 months? Is that 120 days? That'd be funny. Or no, that's way more than that. 30, I don't know. It's a long-ass time. But I looked at it like that. You're like, is that a sentence? It's a promise. It could be a threat if I didn't know how to keep my peace here. And that's what happened. I've not been able to be so peaceful around other people. Sometimes I've had to learn that lesson. I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you. I'll let you know as it happens. I'm showing you. That's the only promise he gave me. He promised me that for the next school year, he would not do what he did before and have us moving around like that. That we would be secure and stable for a school year. No more than that. That's all he said. We could end up on the fucking other side of the planet after that school year. That's what he said, a whole school year, which is 10 months usually. Really? That's what he said. So, that's where I am. Let's keep moving on. That's the Egyptian energy. So I have that timed with the Krsna energy. Now, even though I'm going to shuffle these cards, I assure you it will still happen. It's like a prediction? No, because the card itself chooses. So in essence, you could pretend to say that I chose what our next energy is. If that's the case, then I'm all powerful. Oh yes, swear. Like I get to choose what our energy is. Then I'd be going through these and picking the best energy all the time. What do we got? Oh, look at that. You ever seen that guy before? I'm not sure. Balaram, the wielder of the plow. This is a reap what you sow. We're still in Lugnasa. I just want to point out, they always have the best jewelry. Men and women alike. Really? Yeah, he's got rings on his toes and he's got fucking anklets. This dude is doing the thing. How do you know it's a dude? Because in the Hindu energy, they're all about covering the top. You can show belly, but they cover the top. They're all about covering the legs and covering the top. You can show belly, but you don't show your legs. It's kind of funny. Cultures decide what part of the body they will allow to be seen. So yeah, that's a dude. Isn't he beautiful? Salutations to you, bearer of the plow and club. Salutations to you, O husband of Revati, who is so affectionate to his devotees. Salutations to you, the best of the powerful, the litter of the earth, the enemy of Pralamba, and the older brother of Suri Krsna. You're his brother? Please protect me. Protection and loyalty. That's nice. I had a woman ask me today. She came out of nowhere and she showed us this unbelievable kindness. It was the sage that brought her. I was burning sage on top of my car while we were working on my car all fucking day. How'd that go? It went great until we turned it on and realized that the fucking thermostat wasn't working. So we have to take it out in the morning and get a thermostat, put a thermostat in there. But otherwise, it's working great. Anyway, she came over. She offered us a cup of ice, which was interesting. Like that's what her spirit said to do. And I asked her if she wanted any prayer, and she said for protection, I suppose. I said, what's out to get you? We had a talk, and I told her nothing's out to get you but God. You have to tell your mind that the past won't happen again. Protection and loyalty, brotherly love and service, spiritual and moral strength, freedom from the evils of intoxication. Well, I mean, I hung out with Morgan all day, and she didn't like take any bathroom breaks or go somewhere to go get high, so that's cool. I hope that you guys are, you know, God's giving you strength to your guys' addictions. Just say no and all that. One no at a time, bro. One no at a time. Hey, did you see Marshall today? Damn, he's beautiful. Isn't he beautiful? He's just a beautiful man in general. But they got to show what the real beauty is. You got to see the man that I know. How do you know that? I know him from different lives. But you got to see him in all these little clips be the kind, sweet, open man that he is. And I had tried to tell him, you know, in the beginning how important it was. Like, they want to love you, bro. They want to love you. You just need to step out and let people show you how much they love you. And that was hard for him. He spent, you know, 20 fucking years, you know, and he still moves through. Anybody else see him in New York? Nope. He is so stealth. He, like, puts on the whole invisibility cloak. I dig it. But in the essence, when he comes out, it's just all love. And that's beautiful. And that comes from, you know what I mean, years of rehabilitation and stuff. There's other people that, you know, I'm seeing Russ. It's like he can't hit the stage unless he's lit. He doesn't have it in him. He needs that to enough drink to feel confident about himself. Not good. Not good. Hey, let's move on. I'm not comparing the two. There's nothing to compare. Trust me. We're not. I didn't mean it like that. Take it how you want. Jesus. I don't want to start with you, Russ. Russ is my dark twin flame, and we will see him tomorrow, because he always is dropping some bullshit or some new shit on some Friday. Bullshit. Not this Friday, Russ. Not this year. Last year I got away from you. I'm getting even further away from your bullshit. You're losing me. How do you feel about that? Oh, man. You thought you were going to win playing all these games. Moving on, Game Master. Now we're going to check the Odin energy. And this will last. So what do we got? Protection and what? I don't ever remember the Krsna energy. Protection and loyalty? I think something like that. Fuck. Oh, yeah, and no intoxication. 10 days of you should be able to have a little more strength to say no. Why? Because they want you sober for the next 10 days. It's going to be fucked up. There's these cards that come in where you celebrate for 10 days, and then you're hurting for the next 10 days. It's so funny. It happens, I think, around New Year's. It's hilarious. Alright, I guess that's our card, because they won't let me. Oh, there's a good one. Eat the apple. Eat the apple. I love it. Alright, I don't know what this is. It doesn't look like a rune, so it might be a person or something. A place or a thing. Magic. It's magic. Do you believe in magic? Nope. Maybe it's not. Is it part of the 9 realms? I don't think so. I don't know what it is, bro. I guess... No, because the runes have letters on them. Is there any other cards? I'm confused. Do you see a letter on that card? And it's got to be a person, place, or thing. Give me a second. I don't think I've ever seen this card. Scotty. Healing. Heimdall. It's got to be up here. There it is. Indun. Inner beauty. Indun is the goddess and guardian of sacred apples, given to her by the giant Jazi. We're just going to take it all out. These apples provide the gods with eternal life. Without them, they would become old and gray, showing that they are mortal. More importantly, Undone holds the key to eternal life in Azir. By drawing this card, Undone indicates that you have the blessing of good health and great inner beauty. She also reminds you that to maintain good health and beauty, you must be diligent in self-care, not only on physical, but on a spiritual and emotional level. That is so important because, I spend a lot of time, you'll hear me, like, if I stop taking care of my spiritual or emotional, I'll tell you I was doing self-care shit. And that's taking care of your body. It's taking care of your mind, your body, and your spirit. So listen to this. Not just your physical, but on a spiritual and emotional. Your spirit, right? Your mind, which is your emotional, and your physical, which is your body. And, all right, Merkstavi. And Dunn warns that you are too preoccupied with appearances. You need to remember the essential thing in life. Love yourself. Love your divinity. Do not create an illusion of who you are. Honor feminine principles and trust your inner beauty to shine through. That's very interesting. Do you find that interesting? I find that interesting. Why? Because at a time like this, when I'm approaching something new, you want to be the best version of yourself. Right? So if you were to go on a date, you want to dress yourself up. Right? Like, I'm going to go extra out. Like, I was thinking about that. Girls, right? Before they go on a date, like, how much fucking preparation do they do for this? Like, they go get the Brazilian, and then they get their nails and their hair done, and they do all of this shit just to go have a quick hump and dump. At best case scenario. If not, they're doing all of this shit just to go not eat a meal in front of a man. Bro, I'm eating. And I thought about this. How much... Because that's what I said in the other video. It's like I didn't use any of my feminine prowess, any of my charms, any of that shit to seduce Bobby, to try to get him. I didn't turn it on. I didn't try to put it on or anything. I just showed up as I was. It was really difficult at the beginning of the year when he's like, "Are you homeless?" Like, oh God, I was so scared. I literally cried while I'm texting him. I was like, he's never going to talk to me again when I tell him the truth. Those are those moments, bro. Those moments where you're like, this is going to kill you. Like, you can't take this back, and they're probably never going to talk to you again if you say this. Those are those ego death moments, and I was very scared. But even in that, it's like I didn't try to lie or pretend to be anything better than I was. Before I woke up, I can look back at how hard I would work to look good and be this presentable fucking package. I show up now. It was super funny today. We needed some fucking thing. I still don't know. A hose clamp. She's like, go to Ace and get one. It's right over there. I was like, all right, dude. And I show up, and there's a guy standing there. I was like, Andy. They wear name tags. Andy, I need your help, man. I need one of these. So he walks me straight over there, and he goes to grab it, and he's like, he thinks it's that, but it's a little small. I was like, see, I went to the right guy. Where did you come from, Andy? He's all Home Depot. And I was like, and we dropped the mic. So, Andy, I don't know what we're doing over here. He's like, well, I don't know if we have the right size. And then I reached up. I was like, is this it? And he's like, that is it. And it's really funny. I was like, thank you for your expertise. I walk in like a whole... they're not expecting me, but I definitely, once I open my mouth, it's one other thing. But it's talking about this. It's like, don't try. Which makes sense. Don't try so hard. Don't try so hard to be something that you're not, or something you'll have to maintain all the time. Back then they didn't want me. Now they all want me. Hey! That's a good one. Back then, dude, you would never, ever catch me less than at a 10. That's what made bitches go bad. And they're really upset that I'm going to open up another fucking Instagram because I make that shit look good. Talk about fucking good. And that's what I said. Even back then, I would pull hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of male followers, but it wasn't based on the fact that I was showing tits or ass or any of that. I'm a beautiful woman with a great message. And that was beyond intimidating. And I'm creative, and I'm funny, and all of that. I mean, in the sense of beauty, it's like I don't have to be more beautiful. I put on the makeup because it's, you know, like I should wear a bra. Like it's accordingly, but I don't want to have to fucking be over beautiful or caught being under beautiful according to whatever standard may be. Where before, no, bro. I wouldn't leave my house without a full set of makeup and without completely matching from fucking if I was wearing socks or high heels to my underwear and my eyeshadow. And of course I had the fucking hats and purses to match. Was it all designer? No, I like to thrift shop, but nobody knew that's what I was doing. That was my favorite thing to do. And so I was very much, always dressed to impress, and then I had all of this charm going on. And that's why I said I didn't use any of that to, like, I'm not trying to win you, bro. I was making jokes. It's like, you want to crawl in the back of my car? Like, that's about all I got to offer. And so it's kind of, I dig this because when you're trying to be the best version of yourself, but the truest version of yourself is what's really called for, because that's who you're really going to be. You can't always be at your best. Marshall said it best. It's like, don't start the concert at 100, because where are you supposed to go from there? If you give it your best at the first song, then every song after it has to be better than the first. So, in the essence, they say don't talk about your exes on your first date and stuff like that. Try to be, the best version and do all this shit. I think you're just stressing yourself out. I mean, please, cut your toenails and wear deodorant and make sure you brush your teeth. You come with protection and shit, but don't oversell yourself or under, you know what I mean? And in the essence, it's like some of that high maintenance shit is too much. Like, you're too much. You're a little too much for me. And that's where I can look at some of you. I'm like, it takes a lot to maintain you. You're like high maintenance. We're not going to say any names on that. So let's avoid that while we're dealing with this week. Let's avoid overselling ourselves, trying to pretend. I guess as I'm saying this, it's like trying to pretend like everything's good when it's not. If you're going to go through a hardship this week, then be honest about it, because there's going to be other people that'll be going through it too. And it's not a week, 10 days. People can resonate with that. They resonate with the struggle, right? They recognize the struggle. The struggle is real. But when you're over there, one thing I hate about my celebrities, they really try to sell this fucking bullshit that they're happy and that their lives are perfect and that everything's okay. What you don't understand is people love the drama of something, of what's really happening. Yeah, they might blow it out of proportion and shit, but in the sense of don't try to pretend. Lying about it is only creating a shadow where, you know what I mean? Like those people that are like, I'm losing everything financially, and they just keep, writing checks and trying to hide it, and then they end up in jail instead of just coming to somebody and just, doing a GoFundMe and help me. I've lost control of my finances. I'm about to go bankrupt. I need some help, please. I need help. Have you ever just seen someone just admit when they need help? Not usually. We're too prideful to ask for help, but there's many helping hands out there, and they can recognize the struggle because we all been there. If you hit something, and that's what I told Morgan today. We said something. Somebody, again, that woman, but there was other ones. It's like, those acts of kindness. It's like, I wish more people were kind. I was like, they will. They'll become more kind when they're humbled. They go through enough humiliating experiences. They'll start to have, empathy and sympathy for other people that are struggling. And that's where the kindness will be. And that's where a lot of this fucked up, the end of man and the fall from grace happens. When I went through this, it was just one humiliating situation after another, and I kept asking God, crying at the top of Mother Cabrini Shrine, why are you humiliating me? He said it was on the way to humility. Bitch, be humble. And it was a long fall from grace. And again, it's like, I used to believe that if I didn't have this, I can look back at a time where I wanted to go on a date with Ali, but I didn't feel like I didn't have a job. That right there can tell you how warped my mind is. but I didn't have a job. So if I didn't have anything to offer on this date, I feel like I couldn't go on a date with him. That's what a warped mentality I have. How very prideful and controlling I very much am, in the sense of, domineering and running a relationship, wearing the pants. I've been trying to take those pants off and wear a dress for a long time. And every time I freaking go to lift that dress up, you find fucking these, my 4 hoofs as the fucking Sagittarius, and I run away from you. Like, what's under the dress? You want to see how bad it's going to be to get through my chastity belt. And as soon as you get that, you get bucked by the fucking horse that I am. And I run away. Metaphorically, that's what they were showing me. It's kind of funny. The mystical creature I am. Don't oversell it. And don't lie about it. And we know that it's going to happen. You're going to be that person that wants to be like, yeah, I'm getting blessed. I'm highly favored. I'm blessed. I'm highly favored. Amen. Hallelujah. Jesus Christ is real. If I see you out there doing that, bro, I'm going to tell something to haunt you at night.
Why?
For just being annoying like that.
Why? A hater?
Because you shouldn't really be doing all that, bro. If you have that much joy to give, then give the joy back to the people. If God has blessed you so abundantly, then so be the blessing upon others, because that's how the cup flows. And that's what it said. We're in an Ace of Cups, which is about love. A Queen of Cups is about giving love. Ace of Cups is about opening up to receiving love. The Queen of Cups is about giving love. And I told you, she is the most powerful manifester in the whole deck, because she gives from her spirit with a knowing that more shall come. And she knows how to create more based on nothing more than her heart's belief that there's more to go around. And that's that Jesus with the 5 loaves and the 2 fish. He's all, it's enough for us to be blessed, bro. Pass it out. We'll be good. Give it to them. They're hungry. Give it to them. Give it to them. And that's where it is. It's like, if you're in a good place, then you should be if God puts you on a high throne, then supposedly you better be, throwing some chips out too. That's just how it is. You should be tithing and, all of that good stuff. And that's just kind of where it is. It's like, I give out the good energy and the good vibes and whatever God gives me. Not so much abundantly, like in financially, but in the sense of I'm not against giving, but don't give to the same fucking empty fucking stomachs that are never fed, that can't feed themselves. Teach a man to fish, he can provide for his whole family, but if you're just giving him a fish, you've only given him 1 meal, and he's going to be hungry again tomorrow at your door waiting for another meal. Yup. All right, well, that's our time, everybody. That's for the next 10 days. So I'm going to keep referencing that these were our cards and what was our 10 days and blah, 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 blah. So when it rains, it pours. Does that mean actual? Yeah. If we know that scientifically every time of this year the Nile floods, because when that star arises, that's what we know triggers it. Why don't you understand the science of this? There is a star that is about to arise. It's been missing for whatever or something, is what they said. Or it's the beginning, whatever. Yeah, that's what they said. When this star gets in the sky, which is similar to what? The fucking full moon. So now we'll have full moon and a star. When the full moon comes out, it makes what? The fucking tides rise. Okay? I told you I saw that in the next 3 days we're going to have cooler weather, which means the only way to cool it off is, where's it coming from? The tides rise. So keep that in mind. Are you going to have, if they predict rain, then you should have an understanding this is going to be one hell. It's going to, when it rains, it what? It what? Oh, what? I'm not fucking that psychic. I'm trying to teach you that they saw the patterns as I'm trying to teach you. So this is our pattern. They said the last couple days of this week are going to be awesome. Which are, again, what? I think it was 15, 16, 17? Hut, because the 18th is when we rolled the card. That makes more sense. So enjoy your 818 portal, or your 808. That's what we're going to call it, because I'm waiting for the 818. I'm waiting for the 818. We'll wait till the floods come down and we can, you know what I mean? We'll wait till the water goes down a little bit. In the essence, no, that's not true. I plan on having a spectacular I'm planning an awesome build-up for the full moon. So, I hope you guys are built up for it, built up for this good one. And don't forget, catch last night's video about what we're supposed to be casting under this full moon. Hey, welcome everybody. Laters, haters.